Hey, amazing people. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Back in 2002, I had a yoga business called Buddhalicious Yoga, and I used to do a blog. I stumbled across this blog today while it reminded me about it, and I want to read it to you because it's, I think, really good for today. The name of the blog was called Be the Guru You Want to See in the World. 5 suggestions on how you can resurrect your life from a space of despair. This season of rebirth and renewal does not have to be limited to those of the Christian faith. The story of Jesus is a story of forgiveness, acceptance, and re-emerging from betrayal of any kind. If you aren't familiar with this story, you certainly live under a rock in the remotest part of the desert. I mean, it's a story that's been told for over 2,000 years. Certainly, you've heard about it. Who doesn't know about Jesus? But if you don't know about Jesus, this is the story in my way of telling it. A virgin became pregnant by God and had to marry a rando so she would not be stoned to death because she wasn't married but with child. She had the child, and a bunch of people came and brought gifts to the barn he was born in because all of the rooms were booked. The baby grew up and was very spiritual and spent all his time telling people how to stop being trifling. He never took the credit, but would always say his daddy was the real MVP. He, just like the Tribe Called Quest, went on a world tour. Rather, his was in a town turning water into wine and telling tramps to stop tramping, gangsters to stop gangsting, and telling people to mind their own life and to stop worrying about what the next man was doing. He let them know that he wasn't hating on Moses and what Moses told them, but he was trying to show them the love in it. Moses was a straight shooter and did not care about your feelings. Jesus was mushy. He also was fine. So the women was trying to holler and followed him everywhere, giving him pedicures with expensive oils and using their hair to wipe his feet. He had to be fine to have that kind of attention. I know he was fine because with hair like lamb's wool and feet like they was burnt in a furnace, he was a fine black man. B-L-A-C-K. Yep, black man. Not to mention, but I will mention it, he was born and raised in a place full of other black folks. So the only way Mary and Joseph could hide is to look like the folks they was hiding amongst. When you tell folks your daddy is the creator of all, they can begin to look at you side-eyed. So the people got mad because he was kind and charismatic and doing stuff they had never seen done. Even when he told them, this ain't nothing, y'all. Y'all can do this and more if you get off your lazy asses and try. Okay, maybe he didn't word it that way, but you got a Bible. Go and read John 14 and 12 for yourself and get his exact words. I'm paraphrasing for the dramatic angle. Folks get jealous quickly over people's gifts instead of focusing on cultivating and enjoying their own. He had a posse and they traveled with him all the time, but one of them was a hater to the 100,000 power. I bet Jesus knew, though. I mean, a man with all that spirituality had to know that an energy vampire was close. Actually, he said, one of y'all ain't shit. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but go read John 13 and 11, and those are his words. Well, as always, haters did what haters do. They make up shit about you. He even went so far as to give up Jesus' location. His enemies came and decided to kill him. Only 3 women stayed at his side. 3 women stayed at his side. All 12 of them so-called disciples/men, well, they was punks, and they left Jesus to walk that walk by himself. On the way to the cross, bystanders spit on him and hurled things at him. Child, he was truly an outstanding man, because I would have been cursing up a literal storm and spitting back. And I'm not saying that he was weak and that I'm a gangster. I am saying he truly had faith that he was going to be okay. He was even recorded saying, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." If you ask me, they knew what they were doing and didn't care. Anywho, I would have said something like, "Yo, Daddy, why you letting these heathen-ass people do this to me?" I know he had a moment of doubt, for he said, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani," which I think means, "Yo, Daddy, why you letting all these heathen-ass people do this to me?" But it does mean, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" His physical life ends by him dying on a stake on a Friday evening and his spirit coming to life that Sunday. Okay, that's the backstory in a nutshell, or in a Traysi shell. Now let me give my 2 cents on how you and I can use this as a launching pad and how to take up a tree on our backs and be like Jesus. Even if you're not Christian, by the way, Jesus never called himself a Christian. Let's just be real. Jesus was a man of God. Anywho, but let's just go back with the Christian thing. 1, watch your back. Just kidding. But do watch for energy vampires. Folks who take and take and take and leave you exhausted. Pray for them. Ask that they be forgiven, for they know not what they do. Even though I think they know damn well they full of shit and they just don't care. That was my ego talking. In reality, they're just damaged. Hurt people hurt people. I wonder what happened in Judas's childhood that made him be like that with Jesus. It's okay to love folks and not have them in your immediate life. Compassion given out always comes back to us. The second thing, accept. Accept that your walk is yours, and it will have moments that can feel like you're walking with a tree, a literal tree on your back. Folks spitting on you, throwing rocks, chanting for your death. Only you can decide what the best course of action is. But just decide and take immediate action. What people do is often not our fault, but it is always our responsibility to do what's best for us. For Jesus, it was to honor his Father's will, which was to allow his physical death on that cross so that his energy could spread and be a light unto the world. Many interpret his actions as him dying for their sins, and they can just go around doing all kind of shit and there's no consequence. And I don't think that's what Jesus meant. I think we all receive the consequences for our actions. So I think we misunderstood what Jesus said when he's dying for our sins. He didn't mean, oh, I'm dying for their sins so they can go out here and act a goddamn fool. No, he meant I'm showing them a way. That's what I think. The third one, meditate. Jesus' body was placed in a cave, and in 3 days, well, a day and a half, because Friday evening to Sunday morning, that's a day and a half, he rose to greatness. You can go into a cave. Now, for dramatic effects, you can have your friends carry you and toss your body into a cave. Just kidding. If you have a cave nearby, it will be mystical for you to go into the cave and release. No cave, no problem. Your closet will do just fine. You can even have your friends toss you in that closet if you want to add dramatic flair. Anywho, shut the door, intend to die. Not a physical death, but die to the past. Release it. You don't have to stay a day and a half, maybe an hour. Cry, the ugly tears, scream, do whatever you need to do to release that pain. When you feel lighter, emerge. Emerge like you are Beyoncé coming out of the water in her rendition of The Lion King on Disney+. Emerge reborn. 4, decide. Decide to be a light unto your own world first, and then go first and spread your light. So first take care of yourself, like that airline lady says when she tells you to put your mask on yourself first before trying to help somebody else. Save yourself first. Use the teaching of Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad. We're talking about resurrection, so we're going to stay with Jesus for today. Use Jesus' teaching to resurrect yourself. 5. And this is 5, the biggest one, which is interesting that I chose 5 and the word change is represented by the number 5. Change. Change your diet. You are what you eat. And you ain't no Snickers bar. Okay? No, you're not. You're not Hot Cheetos. You are a brilliant being with infinite possibilities, which means you must eat to live. Eat foods that give you energy and make you want to run a marathon. Not foods that make you want to sit your ass on the couch watching a marathon of The Office, Snowfall, Power, Superstore. Whether or not you are a subscriber to the story of Jesus, this content is universal. It is a story of love, hope, and redemption. This was a blog I wrote back, like I said earlier, in 2022. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, if you would drop down in the comments something that you liked about it, something that you didn't like about it. My feelings don't get hurt anymore by what people think about me, because I've emerged into this woman that only cares what God thinks about me. For a moment, I may take her back for a little bit because my ego isn't as far gone as it needs to be, but she leaving every day. Every day I'm like, get your ass up out of here. I'm not dealing. I don't live in ego. Ego edging God out. I'm not edging God out. I'm bringing God in. So this was the blog I wrote. Every week, I have 10 of these guys, and they were really good. So every week on Sunday, I'll read one. That way I can get started getting back, because Icon Glow, she didn't just dim. She didn't dim. She became Icon Glow. That's me. I'm renewed. These earrings, I made these And to you, they may just be simple, but to me, they reflect the simplicity in which I released some things that were no longer serving me and came to a place in my life where I'm loving on Traysi and very loving and understanding that whatever is mine, it's going to be mine. If it ain't mine, I don't even want it. Even if I think I want it, I really don't want it, and you don't either. So have an amazing Sunday. Happy resurrection. The resurrection of Christ symbolizes how we too can redirect our life. And even if you've done something despicable, all you got to do is repent. All you got to do is turn from your wicked ways. All you got to do is seek God's face and don't do it no more. Yes, there may be consequences. And the reason why most people continue on being stupid is because they're afraid that the consequences they can't handle. Most people who do really dumbass things have a low capacity for joy and life and love. So they don't recognize that if they let go of all of that, yes, it will be painful. But the person you will grow into will be worth it. It'll be worth all of the pain. So study how the butterfly becomes a butterfly. Study how that butterfly goes in as a caterpillar. That means the lowest part of life, the lowest thing you've done, go into that cocoon and get broken down. I mean, it just breaks all the way down to like a little gooey liquid. That's the place. I've been in that place. My God, I've been in that place. That gooey liquid place where you don't know if you're going to physically make it. But you do. And then you become this amazing, beautiful butterfly. The colors that you emit, your talents, your gifts, all of that stuff belongs to you. If you listen this long, I appreciate you. They say you're supposed to say things like, drop a comment down below so you can get more on YouTube. And I recognize that that's what some people do, and they do it authentically. It doesn't feel authentic for me. So I'm just going to say, I would love it if you comment, share, and subscribe because it makes me get more likes. I love you guys. Bye. Happy resurrection.